Hello, my name is Scott Brady. I am the owner of Partners Real Estate Group, Progressive Property Management, and Progressive Association Management. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was in banking and throughout the 90s and also in private banking, and I decided I want to be the person I was speaking to, not the banker, but the person that had the wealth with us. So I became a real estate broker in about 1997, and I knew that nobody's going to come work for me unless I was successful as a realtor, so I started selling real estate. And between 1997 and to really 2008, up to the Great Recession, I probably sold about 800 homes. At the peak, I was selling probably 80 or 90 homes a month. I was really specializing in the city of Placentia, which is in North Orange County. And one of the ways to really get my name out there was I ran for office. And so I was on the city council for 8 years, between 2000 and 2008, and I served as mayor for 3 years. After the recession, if you didn't live through that, that was not enjoyable, and I got through it. But I realized, I'm kind of old, and that was my third big recession. I had gone through one in the 80s and the 90s, and then 2008. So I knew there'd be another one. I didn't know it'd be COVID, but I knew there'd be another one. So I got into property management in about 2012. Started a traditional property management company. We now manage about 1,100 properties. But about 2015, I saw realtors that were going through tough times, and they were on the income roller coaster. And the typical realtor doesn't sell 80 or 90 homes a year. The typical realtor sells 4, 6. If they're a great agent, they sell 10 or 12 now. And that's a good living. But for the person selling 3 or 4 properties, they had the time, they had the skill, they had the license, because you have to be licensed to do property management. So I thought maybe they could be property managers. And so fast forward, 10 years later, now we have about 40 or 50 agents that do property management as well as real estate. And then after COVID hit, I was really concerned that in the property management business, that maybe if we had another COVID, the government would let everybody not pay rent. You could have a rent holiday for a year. Well, if you do the math, if we're charging 6% on rents and the tenant's paying 0, that equals 0. So I thought, what's another business we could do that would be opposite of property management? It would be kind of protect us. And that was association management. So that was about 4 years ago, we got into association management. We now manage over 200 associations, about 13,000 owners, with the same business model for the most part. We have agents who are our community managers. We also have full-time community managers who are paid hourly or salary for the bigger communities. But for the smaller communities, we find that having agents do the management is a great solution to the problem. So we now also have escrow companies. I've done development. And what's really interesting about this business is that you get to choose your path. You could be an agent who's the condo queen in Anaheim Hills, or you could be somebody who only wants to sell 5 or 6 homes and have free time to spend with family or friends. Or you can get into commercial, you can get into development, you can get into property management. You have really the world's your oyster. You just kind of find what fits your personality and your skill set and your work ethic, and you pick it. Here at this company, we just bring in agents and we say, what do you want to do? And we provide the doors and the communities and the skills to be a top agent. So that's who I am. I'm Scott Brady. I'm the owner of the company, and I'm not going anywhere. So if you come join us, you'll certainly be talking to me.